We know that philanthropy cannot replace the government social service network or help everyone in need. We cannot be the superhero that will solve all problems and erase the inequality. There is no Superman or Wonder Woman who will come to the rescue. But we can and must work together to alleviate the problems, to make an impact on them. In my view, we have a collective responsibility to do this as individuals, communities, and philanthropic foundations. What does collective responsibility mean? There is a story about a man in a boat who began to bore a hole under his seat. His fellow passengers protested. "What concern it is yours," he responded. "I'm making a hole under my seat, not yours." They replied, "That is so. But when the water enters and the boat sinks, we too will drown." We have a collective responsibility to provide help to those in need, and in turn, this will strengthen all of us. All of us are responsible, one for each other. By working together, we will meet the current challenges. Or as the poet John Donne said memorably and eloquently, "No man is an island entire of itself. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee." With that background, I am going to highlight some of the grants the Weinberg Foundation has undertaken this past year in partnerships with many of you, and undoubtedly they will have an impact. Most of the programs I've selected are here in Maryland. I have admitted the multitude of programs that we do across the nation, in Israel and the rest of the world. I wish I could have mentioned all of them to you, but look them up on our webpage. There is no better example of working collaboratively together with other partners than the exciting new Weinberg Baltimore Elementary School Library Project, which will be formally launched on December 5th. This initiative will consist of working with schools to design, build, equip, and staff new or renovated Baltimore City elementary and middle school libraries in selected communities. It is the brainchild of our president, Rachel Monroe, who had the initial vision and is leading it for the foundation. The Weinberg Foundation will financially support up to 30% of the actual capital cost of each library and also provide an operating grant for 2 years to increase staff support for the library and professional development opportunities. School libraries today are central to teaching students all types of subjects, in addition to giving them a window into a multitude of ideas and vistas. As Emily Dickinson wrote, "There is no frigate like a boat to take us lands away." In this initiative, the foundation so far has 20 partners. It is a perfect example of leveraging funding and engaging community leadership for our children. The Weinberg Foundation is proud of our commitment to Baltimore and Maryland. Did you know for the past 3 years, 40% of all Weinberg Foundation grants, approximately $100 million given away each year, remain in Maryland? I'm going to mention 4 other community grants. One of the library project partners is the Maryland Food Bank, which was given funds to renovate and expand its current distribution center, which was also built with Weinberg grants. This will allow the Maryland Food Bank to significantly increase its food distribution, and the foundation has also provided a grant to allow it to establish a western branch to better serve Allegheny, Garrett, and Washington counties. These projects are essential. In September, the United States Department of Agriculture issued a report which revealed that 1 in 8 Maryland households was food insecure, had difficulty at some time during the year in feeding family members because of a lack of resources. Another community grant that the foundation approved was to the Baltimore City Police Academy, which will be used to complete repairs and capital improvements to the Baltimore Training Academy for Police, which is located in what was once Pimlico Middle School. I remember it when it was Pimlico Junior High School at Park Heights Avenue and Northern Parkway. The Baltimore-owned building was in a state of major disrepair and an eyesore in the neighborhood, and it's now been renovated and will not only be used for police recruitment and training, but will be opened to the community. Two other community grants I want to mention, which will greatly enhance our parks in Baltimore. First, one going to Parks and People Foundation to support the rehabilitation of the historic Superintendent's House in Druid Hill Park, and when renovated will be used for educational purposes and professional and community meetings. The other is a grant to Civic Works, which will allow the restoration of the historic Clifton Mansion in Clifton Park, and that will serve as Civic Works headquarters for the excellent direct services it provides. A statistic that reflects the dire financial times, especially as we head into winter, is the high number of homeless individuals in Baltimore. A recent survey by Morgan State University in Baltimore City found approximately 4,100 homeless people in Baltimore City, which represented a 19.6% increase over 2009. And what is so disturbing is that families with children make up 44% of the sheltered population in Baltimore, and many are single moms with kids. In partnership with Baltimore City, the Weinberg Foundation has contributed $1.8 million for the new Baltimore Housing and Resource Center, which opened in July. To fully appreciate this new facility, one has to be aware of the distressing condition of the prior shelter located on Guilford Avenue. I have visited both places. In the old shelter, people were sleeping on sleeping rolls on top of bare concrete floors with no privacy. The new shelter on Fallsway has beds, cafeteria, day rooms, and significantly more privacy. It gives people access to temporary housing, meals, and showers, but at the same time, the center does more by providing a strong program of support services, case management, and employment assistance to facilitate rapid transition of homeless people from temporary into permanent housing. From its beginning, the Weinberg Foundation has allocated the largest portion of its grants budget to the support of older adults, more than any other American foundation. This focus on older adults reflects Harry Weinberg's special empathy for the aged. Our program for older adults spans the globe, from Maryland to Israel to the countries of the former Soviet Union. In Baltimore, the foundation has spearheaded funding and collaboration for older adults in 2 programs, which are on the cutting edge in providing deinstitutionalized home-like settings. The Greenhouse Residences at Stadium Place is a project of GETCO, Govins Ecumenical Development Corporation. It is the second so-called urban greenhouse project in the entire United States. A greenhouse project is an innovative approach to residential long-term care, which permits older adults who need support services to live in self-contained small homes or areas, but with a full range of the personal care and clinical services they would have been given in a skilled nursing home. In the greenhouse model, all aspects of living are designed to recreate a home-like setting. A second model of household care for older adults with the foundation, and which it's supporting, is being established by the Avondale Hebrew Geriatric Center and Hospital. The foundation's grant to Avondale will assist it in renovating and constructing 6 new residential households containing 84 private units for residents. The Avondale lobby will be renovated to become a town center containing a gift shop, cafe, a community sitting area, and a branch of the Jewish Museum of Maryland. Both Avondale and the Greenhouse residences will provide the opportunity for older adults requiring services to live and receive these services in home-like settings with greater decision-making responsibility. No longer will they be passive recipients of care. As a Jewish foundation, Weinberg has provided worldwide assistance to elderly Nazi victims since its founding. There are no official or precise statistics on the number of surviving Jewish victims, but estimates are there are probably more than 600,000 Jewish victims today throughout the world, with the largest numbers living in Israel, the United States, and the countries of the former Soviet Union. In North America, their numbers are estimated to be approximately 144,000. Last year, the foundation established the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Holocaust Survivor Emergency Assistance Fund for Jewish Nazi victims living in North America. The fund was established in partnership with the Claims Conference. This special organization, founded in 1951, has continually sought to secure Holocaust-related benefits worldwide for Jewish victims of Nazi persecution. In its initial year, the Weinberg Fund has been used to provide medical and dental care, housing costs, food assistance, home care, and other essential services so far to approximately 1,500 victims across the country. The Weinberg Foundation's long-standing partner in providing assistance to Jewish survivors outside of the United States is the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee that Rachel referred to. The JDC is the international Jewish humanitarian organization working in over 70 countries, providing rescue and relief to those in need. The Weinberg Foundation has partnered with JDC in Israel and many other countries for a multitude of projects, including homes for the elderly and the Weinberg Homes for the Elderly, and if you went there, you would see Weinberg Homes for the Elderly, are in India, Tunisia, Argentina, and Turkey. Currently, the foundation assists JDC in providing life-sustaining support to approximately 160,000 survivors in the countries that were the former Soviet Union. This past year, Barry Schluss, Craig Demchek, and 3 of our program directors and I traveled to Minsk, Belarus, and Moscow and visited some of the recipients of our aid. I cannot begin to describe the abject poverty we witnessed, especially in Minsk. But I also cannot begin to communicate the gratification we felt as we held the hands and received thanks from these aged victims.